Hello, dearies. Now, grow my mouse. OBS. Da, da. Bum, bum. All right, we are doing it live, as Greg Wire would be so apt to say in this modern era. I have been adjusting numerous things. This is, hold on. Okay. I've been using my wrong camera this whole time. Oh, shit, sorry. You're right below me. I told you. I said you're going to get stepped on. You got to move. Yeah. There we go. That explains why all the things that I was doing look like shit. Because I was moving my laptop camera, not my webcam. So, let's try this one again. Yeah. That looks a little better. So, I have spent the past couple days building this workbench, cabinet over here, a rolling cabinet, which I will include a much better tour of once it is all said and done. This is still using the eMeat 1080p cam that I got off of Amazon like $30 a couple months ago. So I have decided to take this time, man, that's not a flattering angle, but it's fine. So, pretty much, I've taken the past week. There is so much hair and stuff floating in dust. I've been cleaning my area, but I have replaced my shelves, my previous desk, with these two very large cabinets, this workbench, as well as a rolling cabinet that has all of my tools inside of it. I'm really, really excited about it because this will allow me to having all of my cart. I've got my monitor, all of my recording equipment. Essentially, I made an AV cart that I've got my monitor and I've got my laptop and all my recording stuff. So that can move wherever I need it to be. So whatever I'm working on here, I can position the cart so it's not in the shot. As well as I had bought a very, very, very large amount of stuff from Elgato, which I'm very excited about. I am dying of thirst. I am very, very tired. Today is Thursday. Tuesday is when I went. My buddy, shout out to my buddy John, aka Tubbs. He went with me to go pick these up, which I was going to try to put them into my little CRV, and oh boy, that would have been very comical for anybody who got to watch. I definitely could have fit the cabinet, like the rolling cabinet. That would have fit. These would not have fit at all, unless like I put all the seats down, and then I would have had to have made 3 trips. So I was very appreciative that my buddy John helped me, and then also helped me get them down because, again, could not have done it on my own. But so Tuesday, I got those. I came home, I built that rolling cabinet. I got all the stuff from my desk, put into it, and then I spent yesterday pretty much from time I woke up until the time I went to bed, building these and putting all of my stuff in them. I'll do just a quick little bam, so you can see how full of shit these things are, and it's not completely stocked yet. I've still got a couple things I'm still moving around, but I've got all my bits, Titan, random plastics, and then this is mainly a scratch build cabinet, scratch build, and just other random things that I use when I make models. I brought this over here to show. I picked up. This is the first thing that I got. Which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with them. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with them. I am a hermit, so I am not. I actually only am familiar with them because I have seen the brand somewhere from work. I think they use something of theirs. But when I was looking into purchasing a stronger, more durable camera arm, this is what popped up when I looked for a wall mount. There's a map. Get out of here. Get out of here. Man, I'm never going to be able to put this little piece of plastic back on there. So anywho, yeah. Whoa, crazy setup, possum! Bum, 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 possum. I've got to get my lights better dialed in, and I got to get my camera set up. My camera is actually the last thing that is coming in today. This is still the little camera that I got when I first was like, oh, I think I want to start doing stuff. And since everything with work, and fully deciding that I want to go through with everything that I do want. I want my career, what I do, I want it to be someone that is heavily involved in the tabletop community, whether that's model making, game making, art making. I don't know. But I want to be very involved in that, and I don't want people to think for a moment that they have to give a company their money to have fun. I've really become fanatical, maybe. I've taken on a very evangelical stance about what I think is okay and not okay in our hobby, and I think that there is a lot of what mirrors the outside world is starting to bleed in the more mainstream our hobby gets. And I was just thinking about that. And I want to make sure that people know that they don't have to run out and spend a ton of money or a ton of time to play a game with their friends to have fun. I was listening to Hives Come yesterday. I'm so far behind on my podcast and everything else for the past couple months, but they were talking about Steve's brother starting Warhammer and how he bought all this stuff to start out with, and just like, man, I've not been in that space of thinking about what it's like to start one of these hobbies in decades. But I do remember, like, even as a kid, I mean, I barely grasped it, but getting other people to start any of these kinds of hobbies, it's always oh wow, it takes a lot of work to play this game to have fun. And I want to try and show that there is actually not as much work as a lot of companies or people want you to think. That is a long story getting to what led me to find this wall mount. I was really excited. This is terrible audio. I was excited because it is like very durable. For the same price as, like, I got the little arm that I had my whole camera hanging from, which in hindsight was very dumb on my part. I don't normally do stuff like that. I am the kind of guy that was brought up that when you buy a guitar, you buy a case to go with it, because the guitar goes in the case when you're taking it from one place to the other. And I didn't always stick with that. I bought a guitar without buying a case. I bought two. And I bought a gig bag for one. The other one, actually, if it broke, it's cheaper to just buy a new guitar. It's the two that I just keep out. During COVID, I wanted to learn how to play classical, so I bought a very cheap classical guitar, and I learned how to play classical. Classical's so fun. So anywho, yeah, I wanted a very, very intense, very durable arm because I want to put my livelihood on making stuff, and from just having friends that are photographers. My neighbor across the street actually is a photographer. Hi, Brianna. If she ever watches this, I'm sure she will. Her brother-in-law, Rami, is my buddy in Guts. The band Guts, all caps, named after the Black Swordsman. Technically, it's not. It's named after my fish. It was named after my fish, Guts, who was named after the Black Swordsman because Guts was a black orchid beta, so he was just solid black. But then had like really cool pearlescent at the ends. But yeah, so the wall mounts. What I was getting at with these, one, I like them because El Gato means cat, and that's fun. I like cats, as everybody knows. But these are really cool because they are they're modular, and that is what I needed very bad. So this part essentially comes out this little ball. So move this however you want, and because they come out like that, they are interconnectable. So Elgato has, I can grab one, but I haven't fucked with it yet, so I'll probably wait to open it. But they've got a bunch of different things to where you can pretty much set up these arms that are very very durable feeling. They feel very substantial. You can kind of tell that, whereas the other one, again, it's like aluminum. That's I'm assuming steel. I'm very excited about them. Very durable, a very professional kind of like thing. So now I'll just show all the things that I got, so you can get an idea of what we're going to be getting into. First and foremost, I wanted to do. So first and foremost, I want to do. I definitely want to have guests, and Johnny, who's in the studio, is one of the first people that I am going to probably have because he lives closest to me. But picked up some mics, the Wave Cat Face or Wave 3. I'm going to say Cat Face, or an uwu, little uwu face. But I got some mics, so we can talk. This is the last thing. Oh, wait. And I got some shock mounts and pop filters for the mics. And I might just stack it on the table. Also, I just want to make this very clear before I just show a whole bunch of stuff that I bought. I'm not like drowning in money. It's just an investment. Like, I'm preparing for the inevitable future here in the next couple of days, 8 days, when I am let go from my current employer, and I'm taking a very small chunk of my severance and put it towards this, which is how I hope to put myself out to find my next job, because I don't fucking want to make a resume. Yeah, so these are mic arms, low profile mic arms. So essentially these will go across the table to where you can't see them, to hold the microphone underneath of whoever is talking. All right, these are the flex arms that I was talking about. Eat the rich, quickly get him for his YouTube millions. Man, if the mouse has broken my house to eat me, they would be so upset when they got it. It wouldn't take long. It would take about. It depends. If they kicked in the front door, I'm gonna be honest. I've kicked in a couple doors in my life. I don't think I can cook. I don't think I could kick in our front door. Our front door is a bitch and a half to open. Period. Like on a normal day. I have an old house. I know. Margot says, yeah, it's annoying. It scares me when someone comes in our house. I'm afraid. The door, we live in an older house, so the door swells. If you don't live in an older house, that's the thing that you have to deal with. So the door swells. So depending on the time of year, there's like a certain part of the year where it's just fine and it's cool. But it's very small. It's a very small window because the barometric pressure in Kentucky is so fucking inconsistent because of the Mississippi and our terrain. That's why Kentucky is the way it is. It's why it has a matching kind of environment to other places that like aren't in our country. They're like in other parts of the world. It's because, hey, you can hop up here. You want to say hi to Possum and the boys? Marco? Nope. I've got a bunch of little drawers that go on the inside of these doors on the like the footrest on this table, and she's smashing her face into them and like pushing them almost off the footrest. But luckily the cart is stopping it, so there's not just a very loud clang. But yeah. No, yeah, my door sticks. You have to really know how to open my door to get in my house. Because the handle does not work normally. You have to lift. You have to lift and pull or push a certain direction depending on the time of the year to work with the wood to get in. So yeah, I feel like that explaining the bullshit of how to get in my house on certain days. I'm not the rich. But yeah, so flex arm. Little demographic, or not demographic, a little diagram for you about how these all connect. Also, to keep that in mind, this was more of like a sign from the gods, which I'm just gonna pick her up. Hey, don't manhandle me. Put me down. Hey, everybody. Marco. All right. Are you ready? Is that what you needed? You needed to sit up here so you could talk to everybody? You can't see, can you? Okay. Watch your hands. All right. So, this is a flex arm, Marco. Yeah. That's better. Now we can see. So, essentially, it's going to work like this. And to answer any questions, actually, I don't think we gotta work on this. We gotta get better at remembering what we're talking about. So yeah, the whole idea is I wanted to have numerous hard points on the ceiling from which to mount lights, or because these are all interchangeable. That's what I really liked about it. Because these are all super. No, don't hop down. She hopped down. And now she's looking right back up. She's just like, I want back in that lab, but you got that arm thing. I don't want that arm thing. Put it down. So yeah, and bam. Just like that. Now I've got a very, very durable. It's just so beefy, so steel. Yeah. I would not have a second doubt of attaching my DSLR or anything expensive to this and worrying that it's going to break and fall and smash my thing and I'm not going to be able to do any more work today. That is worth its weight in gold. And I've not started to fully do that yet, but I know that because of the other processes that are similar to this that I do. It's like recording, like anything. you need to find the links where you're going to have issues in order to best plan. I am a planner, so I was very excited that I was looking for something pretty much just like this, and then found this. And then I was more excited because I happened to do it during apparently Elgato Week, which was their big sale where they did like 25 to 30% off of everything. So I bought everything. I bought the microphones, I bought these arms, I bought numerous ones. So I can have all the pinpoints, or all the the hard points on the ceiling to set any angle that I can think of that I'll want to get on painting, modeling, playing. I really want to be able to make. I want to do what you wish the other YouTubers or companies or whoever that makes videos, you're like, man, I really wish they would get in there, or I wish they would show how you do this. I wish they would show how 28 events work. I want to see the games being played. I want to try to do that. I want to try to create a place physically. I want to try to create a studio where I can have people over to play 28 related games or anything that is involved in like my kind of area of the world, which is I've thought about quite a bit, especially since the most recent invitation, or 28 invitational event, wasn't an invitational, I guess it was, the Texas Hysterian. Since Hysterian, my wife has been asking me when I'm going to do something here, and I don't have a full date yet, but yeah, I'm going to. I'm just, all of the things are just starting to stick out to the point that I can't ignore them anymore. I have made the joke of be the change that you want to see in the world for many years, and I say that kind of cynically. I think that was it. For a very, very long time, I have been far too cynical and far too absent in my own life, and I'm going to fix that. I have fixed it for the most part, but I'm really going to fix the rest of it. And I want to fix that for other people. I want to try and have as much of an impact as I can. And every step along this way of thinking, I have been supported by the 28 community and by my close friends. I mean, it's both. They're one and the same. And I want to repay that kindness in a way that I know I can make a difference, and I know I can make a difference like this. I don't want to be rich. I don't want money. I don't care about money. Like, I never have. I've had jobs where I didn't have enough money. I've had jobs where I had too much money, and that sounds like a complaint or a weird thing, but it's just like having too much money doesn't make you appreciate money. It makes it actually, it's like the opposite, at least for me. It made me lose the things that I really care about. Like, it made me lose the sense of who I was. And I don't ever want to get that way again. I would rather struggle and be happy than have everything provided for me and be miserable. That is just undoable for me. So I'm really hoping to make this into something, but continuing with the show and tell, I got really distracted. I'm still waking up, getting my heavy feels. My arms, I showed the arms. Ooh, not these arms. My little wave arms. The next one is a little exciting, and it kind of ties into this. Again, I haven't opened any of these. Like, I was saving it for the little opening video. I.e. this. It's a stream. It's not really a video. So, because everything is modular and interchangeable, I ordered a set of these awesome key lights, which were a very, very, very big thing. I recorded a video, similar setup to this, but with a black background behind me, giving a intro, saying who I am and what I'm planning on doing for this channel. and I'm still going to put that out. However, I'm probably going to re-record that today because my other camera comes in. All my best memories are from working low-paying jobs. Yeah, dude. I don't think I've really. I can have a. I don't think I've really had a memory of like a man that was really fun. That I was like, oh man, I made so much money. I like my most my most enjoyable memory of like my grown up like job, like when I think like I started my quote unquote career, was making an entire room of like my boss's bosses just physically ill by pointing out something that none of them noticed, and just like beep boop. And my boss is just like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god, why is he the only one who noticed this? And then all the other people that are bosses are just like, that was last time. Other than that, yeah, it's typically just doing fun stuff, dicking around. Well, actually, I don't even say doing fun stuff, dicking around. Just doing what I enjoy. And it's not even, I don't, it's like, it's heavy. It's got some heft to it. But that was, damn, this looks good. This is a very nice, I can't stress enough. Like, that's another thing. Like, I am incapable of being someone that you pay to like give reviews, because I don't have a poker face, so you'll know what the fuck I think about something when I see it. But that is hefty as fuck. Like this is what is, yeah, that's really what's I feel like weighing the box. This is like straight up the same metal as my cabinets. Like, actually, that's even. It looks the same metal as that steel. Like it looks steel, and it's texturized. That's badass. I'm talking about these lights. Elgato makes great stuff. Yeah, dude, I just found out about them. Like, Eric, I don't think you were here from the beginning. Yeah, I only knew about them because I bought the Cam Link. I Googled, I need a capture card, and that led me to there, and I said bye, and then we're done. I didn't look at anything else. I think I just bought it off Amazon also. But yeah, ordering it through Elgato during their sale week, I got everything on sale. So while I did spend a shit ton of money, I saved a shit ton of money. So yeah, Elgato, send Margot stuff. I've already got all the stuff. But Margot would like some things. If you all would like to send Margot things, she likes stuff. She loves stuff. She is Margot's opinions are for sale. Mine are not. Oh, hell yeah. That shit was real dope. Also, they gave me $1. I think this is adapters and shit. Yeah, it's plugs. So the last part I was trying to get to, here it is. That's just silly. What are you doing? Margot needs a capture card for her DS. Well, now Margot needs a DS. I think I have a DS. I think I might have a DS. I don't know. So we've got a Switch. So I was going to get to that. I bought a lot of stuff. I bought everything that Elgato kind of had. Not everything, most things. But yeah, this is the arm. So again, I'm very excited because it's just like these are all modular, so I can connect what I need to connect wherever. And yeah, it's going to be so good. Gonna have lights, gonna have cameras, gonna have action, gonna have. Why are you ruining her e-girl Twitch era? I'm not trying to ruin Margot's e-girl Twitch era. I'm very. I'm trying to think of the way I want to handle this statement. I am very pro e-girl. I'm not my daughter being a Twitch streamer or an e-girl. Also, she's got a job. This has to be terrible audio, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to fix my shit, my dudes. Again, bear with me. This is just like I don't even have my shit setting up. I just wanted to show you. And I have been absent. Too long. Been absent. Oh yeah, I was really excited because trying to do the lights for that video the other day, it really made me realize, man, lighting's kind of hard. And also, do you guys see all this cat hair that's just flying off of me? Yeah. And another fun thing, so I've got these lights. I'll put these new LED shop lights up. They are on the return vent of this is my return. So that's just like a sheet of like metal. So I had like 3M, like the little things that like they tear apart. It's not. Shit, now I can't even think of that word. Velcro. It's not Velcro. It's it's like plastic Velcro. I keep looking at that. Why are you reading her equal Twitch arrow? Oh, Margot, she needs to have little red dots and little red in here. There's Dad. My battery's about to die. I love it. So the lights. Last things. Got a little remote and another light. I got 2 lights, the remote, and then I think I can bring the rest of the stuff. I just spilled so much shit. Man, I had a cup of, whenever I'm like really working on something, like on my table, I'll just like leave everything. So then when I'm done and all the trash, like the clippings and the dirt and the shit, like everything, I'll sweep it up together. I'll put it in like a cup, and I just knocked one of those over in the floor. So there is just cuttings of plastic and one of these containers. I am not proud of this, but I did get very upset the other day. When I was trying to open one of my drawers, all my tools, they got stuck, and I could not get the drawer out until this stopped being jammed, and eventually I had to rip the door out. And it messed up a bunch of stuff, and I was like, and I smashed this thing, just exploded. Not proud of that. Okay, so one last package is coming today. That is my 4K 60 frame face cam from Elgato. That is the last thing, but it is on its way. Got a little key light mini, so I haven't opened this either. Man, all whole unboxing videos. I've never done an unboxing video. Now just like opened a whole bunch of stuff that you guys didn't even know you were gonna watch get open today. I didn't either. Well, I probably had an idea. So this is cool. It's just a little light, and I think this one's chargeable. But this would go with the cold snap, which I did not fully understand what a cold snap was because I'm not a film guy, but having seen them enough on other people's stuff, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And the color is great. So here's a fun fact. Cats can see blues and greens. So I'm always very excited when I can bring a little blue or green into our household. It's also one of my favorite colors. Colors are fun. And why you feel the way you do about certain colors. For the longest time, I would say that my favorite color was turquoise, aqua, something along a bluish green. It just reminds me of the ocean. It reminds me of being a little kid. my imagination. Which reminds me of that. I don't know how to explain it. As an adult, my favorite color is absolutely red, though. It's funny how things like that change, but I think I would associate more with the color. It's just very intense. I'm a very intense person. Not by choice. That's a fun little sticker. This is a fun little. Everything's made so nice. Yeah, shit. That's a very nice little light. That texture feels very good. It's a very, very, very pleasing texture, Elgato. Thank you very much. I'm not going to touch it often. And it's got a little battery light there. That's going to be so dope. Man, I'm going to be so useful. I'm going to be such a useful person now. The next thing I'm really excited about, and this is actually, I'm pretty sure Eric told me I needed to buy one of these whenever I was really looking into building a sound card or a sound bank. Like, I wanted to make a soundboard. Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Soundboard. Soundboard is the word that I was going for. I wanted to make a soundboard for playing with my RPGs, and led to us talking about the Stream Deck. Why is this open? I think I opened it. I think I wanted to look at it. Again, very pleasing box. Sorry if you guys weren't feeling the unboxing video today, but I kind of really want to see all these things. Ooh, that's very pretty. So yeah, this is just a little controller that I can have all the little things programmed. I can control the lights, the intensity with the knobs, just lots of things that this will enable me to do on the fly while recording and also while streaming. And I'm so excited about it because I have lots and lots and lots of ideas. And initially I was really just like, oh, come on. Because that was part of Elgato's, that was a fun noise. So Elgato Week, they had this, I think 25% off, and then if you purchased it at the same time, heck yeah, Stream Decks are so satisfying to use, especially love the rotary encoders on that model. Hell yeah. No, I'm very excited then. I've opened up one of these. It's this guy. So yeah, they came with alternate knobs so you can adjust them, and of course I had to go with old black and gold. It's just good. It's just good. Black and gold, baby. And I didn't understand at first why they were all like this, and then I was like, oh wow, that's actually really smart. Metallics are very easy to scratch, so I'm very appreciative that Elgato had the decency and common sense to put the metallic things in a bag. And then to further that, they put them individually in bags inside of a bag, and it's a paper bag, which means that this can go in the recycling bag. There's just nothing about like this packaging that's bad. Like, I don't know. It's stuff like that that is just, I've really started to try and think about. My mom is, not to give too much info, but my mom is very, 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 very big on recycling. Always has been. And it's caused issues with us in the past because of how intense she can be about it, especially if you are like me and for a good chunk of your life had just entered a very cynical period where you're like, I'm going to die and the world is going to die and there's nothing I can do to fix that. And while I still have a lot of nihilistic beliefs, I don't, and even then, I can't stress enough, my nihilism is not negative. I try to approach it from a very realistic way. Like, I want to do as much good as I can. And I think that's it. Before, it was more of I was off to the sidelines, apathetic. I was very apathetic. And I think, yeah, everything that's just happened to me in the past year has made me go from being apathetic for my own reasons, just trying not to be as invested in things because I'm a very intense person. I don't do things half-assed. I put all of myself into what I do, which means that when it doesn't go well, I get hurt really bad, as opposed to just kind of. It's like I put my heart and soul in everything. So everything is very devastating if it actually means anything to me when it falls apart. So these things are kind of like how I think my mind kind of developed. He believes in nothing, Lebowski nothing. He believes in nothing, Lebowski. No, good, yes. We are nihilists, Lebowski. We believes in nothing. They piss on his rug. I love that it's Flea also. The Chili Peppers did some of the wildest shit in a certain time period. Like, I don't know how much you guys are into, like, how much music you all really are interested in, or like lore of music. If you have any interest at all in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I cannot stress how worth the book Scar Tissue is reading. It's Anthony Kiedis's like autobiography. But that dude, again, like if you were like, man, I've had it bad, I need to read that book again. I've read it twice. I honestly, I don't know if I still have it or not. I might have given it to somebody. But that dude has had a way worse life than I have. Like, he's had a worse life than a lot of people have. He's had a lot of bad shit, but he is just such a positive and optimistic person. Based on that book. I don't know how things shit changes. People have crazy islands and shit. Last thing that's really exciting, and I'm not going to unbox this too much because I don't know how big he is, but it is a prompter, so you will no longer have to worry about me doing this thing where I'm like looking up here or like down here. I'm like, now look right at you. I'm just gonna look you right in the eyes. I'm gonna tell you all my secrets. Like this. I do talk about secrets a lot. We were at a work thing, and I drew. Eric was here for this. I drew a very, very fun caterpillar monster demon. It was a demon. I'm going to be honest. It was a demon. I'll say it now. I drew a very fun demon that looked a lot like the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar on a... I don't know why, but like we were children, our company had a cookout and they covered the tables in like paper and gave us crayons so we could draw. And not very many people took advantage of that, but your boy did. So I took my crayons and I drew a demon that looked like the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar, and then I don't remember what all we had it saying, Eric, but I tried to imply that Eric drew it. I tried to imply that Eric drew it because also it's very funny because nobody is going to buy that, and I think that's part of the joke for me. Is trying to pass off this very deranged, insane drawing that is even saying things like very quickly. Jimmy said, "Eli, did you draw this?" And I was like, "What? How'd you know?" And he was just like, "It said something about tell me all your secrets." And yeah, I do that. I have a tendency, I guess, to want crayons at the mandatory fun picnic. Yep, yeah, I forgot. It was also mandatory. It was a mandatory fun picnic. I will say that was my favorite thing I think about like forced connection at work is I was the only person I think in the company that really was on board and really liked the idea of forced fun. And also they had there was like a survey that like we would answer and bullshit happens. But one of them was I have a best friend at work. And that question, I love that question so much. It's my favorite one. It's the only one that I think is very good. And I like it so much because it implies that if you answer no and they score low enough that the company might do something about that. And I love that. I love the idea of a company enforced best friend. It's just so comical and absurd. I love it. But yeah, Jimmy knew it was me because the caterpillar said, "Jimmy, tell me all of your secrets." And he said, "Yeah, you're always kind of talking about secrets and stuff." And it's just like, man, I guess I do have the tendency to be like, "Tell me your secrets," but I think it's probably because of like stuff like Confess a Bear. If I'm being honest, it's definitely probably more of a reference to SpongeBob than it is to like Keepers of Secrets, like demons. Uh, which you boys like SpongeBob. The episode of Confess a Bear is one of the best damn episodes of SpongeBob out there. I still stand very firm, and I will never, ever let this slide. I'm never going to not be angry that they removed Midlife Crustacean. That is my favorite episode of SpongeBob, and I'm very firm that it is the best episode of SpongeBob. That episode is so fucking funny. Art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? It's the one where they take Mr. Krabs out to party because he's so old. Cause you're old. That's the song. Man, I'm not ever going to figure out how this goes back in here, so I'm just going to pull the prompter out, boys. I don't know how to put it back in, so I just pulled it out. Jeebus. Oh man, this thing's a prompter for sure. I'm going to be able to look right at you guys. Now this is not metal, and in hindsight, I'm kind of glad about that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Little viewfinder. Hey guys. Something like that. That's what I bring to the table. This is another random thing, but I sent I got on LinkedIn for like 5 minutes. I made a LinkedIn profile, like this is during everything. I was still like, oh, I'm working on my plan. I made a LinkedIn and I sent one. I applied for one job, I guess. Yeah, I didn't even send a resume, but it was to CD Projekt Red. I just pretty much sent them a message about the job. I remember seeing the SpongeBob movie in theaters and saw a parent and child walk out at the scene where they were getting drunk and they never came back. I'm so offended by that. Someone walked out of the SpongeBob movie. There is a place in hell if hell's real and I'm in charge. They'll finish it in hell if I have anything to say about it. I hope I do. That'd be so fun. Man, I don't know, the justice part of my ADHD that just wants justice done would just be so pumped if it's just like, man, turns out all that shit was real. Oh man. And you get to choose who goes to heaven and hell. Everyone's going to hell. I'm just kidding. No one's going anywhere. We're all hanging out in purgatory. Last thing I got. I don't even know what this thing is. It just came through with it. Stream or record PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch audio. Okay, cool. This is a 4K-X, so it is for streaming video games. And this is the last thing that I bought, but they were also 30% off. So I thought all the other things that are on sale, might as well buy this too. But I actually, all jokes aside, was thinking, I've had enough conversations about the video games that I absolutely love with so many people in our hobby that I honestly should probably pick up one of those while I'm at it, because I know at least 3 or 4 people that have said, I would love to watch you play Bloodborne, because Bloodborne is my favorite game. But they were just like, I don't want to play Bloodborne because I don't like scary games, which, yeah. So I bought a bunch of stuff to stream whatever. I'm not sure how much video game streaming I will be doing. There won't be too much because honestly, I don't want to be I like video games. I love video games. But I don't like to lose too much of my time into them. I like to play them at certain times, and I have very specific kinds of games that I like. Also, Possum, are you at work? I just remembered, I thought your schedule changed, and I'm not sure how you are here, but I'm very excited. I've been very excited since you showed up. I've been excited that everyone's here. I'm always excited. I always have good days. Uh, that's random, but one time we went to the Smoky Mountains, and and my wife and I went to Smoky Mountain Distillery. I want to say, yes, I'm at work. Oh, Possum's at work. I see. Well, thank you for joining us while you're at work. I was at the Smoky Mountains. So the Smoky Mountain Distillery, or actually no, it was the Smoky Mountain Brewing Company. So we went in there and we got a flight, and we drank a bunch of beers, and I was not able to drive. So then we were just like, okay, we have to hang out here for a while. And the store, so here's the brewery. Like, brewery's like here. Like right over here is like a putt-putt golf place. And over here is like a stretch mall that's like, it kind of goes around the putt-putt golf. Working on the hobby YouTuber to Catboy VTuber pipeline to take effect. I'm really waiting on the hobby YouTuber to Catboy VTuber. Yeah. See, I'm thinking eventually once the Catboys know I'm here. I hope not. God, I hope not. That's a problem that I don't want. There's a lot of thoughts with that. Shit. I remember now. Oh yeah. So drank way too much, hanging out at the mini golf. So before we went to the mini golf though, we had to stop at the strip mall because there was a store that I had to go into because it was just called Doll's Clothes. That's it. And it's just in bold, blocky font, Doll's Clothes. And I was just like, all right. So I went in, and this story, I'm not proud, but it's fun. So I go in, and I am not sober. I am intoxicated. I walk in, just put the ears on me. I've got some ears upstairs. Got a couple. So I come in, and I'm like, okay, you're drunk. Be cool. So I walk in, and it's this lady. Like, it's a pretty big store, and it is what it said. It's what it said on the tin. It's Doll's Clothes. It's all Doll's Clothes. I'm assuming it's like clothes for those American dolls because it's like very specific. It is a very specific kind of store that I've stumbled into drunkenly with my wife, pretending to be a sober person. So I get in there and I'm like, okay, cool. My wife's like, what are you going in there for anyway? And I said, I want to see if there's any clothes for my son. And the whole thing was I wanted to buy, if there were any clothes that would fit one of our cats that they could wear, I was going to buy them as a joke. And this is very early in our relationship. I had made a shirt for my roommate's cat out of one of my shirt sleeves. I cut the sleeve off, and it was like a muscle shirt. It was a tank top, and he wore it for a while. But then we were like, okay, you got to take that off, man. You're getting too stinky. He couldn't bathe, but he looked cool. But yeah, it was just like a little red shirt. The name Gohan is my roommate Sean's cat. But so I was like, yeah, I got to get some clothes. And for cats. So maybe at the doll store. So I go in, and my level of like actual commitment to this was it was almost non-existent. It was a bit. But I'd already gone in, so I'm in, and this little old lady comes in. She was like, "Oh," or she's there. She's at the counter. I walk in. She goes, "Oh, hello," and I was like, "Oh, hello," and I'm trying to be normal. She was like, "Can I help you find anything today?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm just looking for little boys' clothes." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Just looking for little boys' clothes." She was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing." And she was like, "Oh no," and then she couldn't hear me, so she goes to grab her walker, which is behind the counter. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 you don't need to do that. But she's already got the walker. And she's like walking towards me. But I'm trying to like accommodate this elderly woman. So I like increase my speed. So I'm like, and then I stop because she's now here. And I'm like, oh no, I just was looking for little boys' clothes. And she said, oh no, we don't have any of those. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just be going. You having a good day? And she said, oh yes, I always have good days. And this is also, of course, like I scared an old lady. I scared an old lady by being very drunk, looking for little boys' clothes at a doll store. Um, and then after seeing that she had a walker, I tried to quickly approach her so she wouldn't have to move as much, which in turn made it seem like I was advancing upon her to very casually ask her how her day was going and tell her that I hope she's having a good day. Um, we left. I didn't buy any dolls' clothes, but my wife said that I absolutely made an impact on them. She was like, "Oh yeah, she looks pretty scary. You weren't trying to be scary. I think you did scare her." So yeah, and then we went and played putt-putt golf. Eli, I'm trying to be normal. The amount of times that I feel like has happened in my life is pretty high. Uh, I feel like you've definitely been there for at least a couple of them at like any like beer festivals here in town. I typically I like to do what I call being crunchy, red wet. I'm not a diddler skeleton. Oh god, that is a title that I proudly hold. But again, it's I'm not a diddler. When you say that though, it's like good. Why is he saying that? That guy diddler. Which is, I love it and I hate it because it's literally the same thing that I have done to one of my closest friends for years, which is I will tell whenever I like hang out with him and it's like, oh yeah, I know so and so mentioned this the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I was just talking about my buddy Sam. He's like, oh yeah, he's a great guy. Don't believe any of the things that you've heard. Like it's just stories. I mean, none of it's true. I don't think there's any validity to it. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. But never say just imply just the implication that something's not good. It's just awful. It's just awful. And don't imply that people do things. But yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm just trying to be normal. Just trying to be a normal guy here, pretend like I'm a human. Yeah, no, fuck Diddler. So, but yeah, on that note, guys, it's 7:41. I'm gonna go make coffee. It was great talking to you all. I'm gonna finish getting this set up so we can actually get this thing on the road and get some shit turning out of here. I'm very, very excited. And I'm very excited to show you guys all this stuff. Tomorrow I should be back with the new camera and should be on the road to making some dope shit. But I will keep you all updated. I'll chat with you all later. Have a good one. Bye, guys.